First, eight stanza, we have seen there are some causes of soil erosion. Contributory reasons are there for happening of soil erosion. And now in ninth paragraph, writer C. Raman has told about some preventive measures. Now, what are these preventive measures, my dear students? Then let's see. So he has suggested the terracing of land. Okay, we should we should make the terracing of the land. Means step. See, you must have seen steps, staircases, temples has stairs, buildings has stairs. You climb up the steps. So if you make steps to the land, okay, when it will fall rain, water will not flow, with fast speed. Water will come slowly, first on top, then bottom, again top, bottom, like this. Water will flow down. But while flowing down, it will, okay, stop. It will not run fast. And most of the water also will go underground, which we can use for drinking later in the form of underground water, okay, spring water. And then, so first one here, suggestion to stop soil erosion. It is terracing of land. The next is the construction of bunds. You have to construct bunds, means some kind of short walls or borders along water. Means what will happen? Water will not flow. Water will just stop there, near that walls. Okay, so construction of bunds will again be very good preventive measures to stop soil erosion. Water will not flow only, okay, with any speed. It will stop and get collected there only. Next one is the control cultivation. My dear students, this control cultivation is very important point. Okay, now I tell you, control cultivation means what? Suppose there is a one hill. Now on that hill, from the top to bottom you have to come. First to top, and then you start digging in circular. Okay, you have to dig in circular manner, and like that you have to come. First the top, then little bit down, again little bit down. Like this, you have to dig the whole mountain, okay, in the form of trenches. And then when it will rain, what will happen? Water will fall on that uh, hill or mountain. And then that water will stop there. Okay, wherever you have dug, water will stop there and it will get absorbed inside. Again, you can use that water as underground water for drinking later in the form of springs, wells, okay, like that. So, and now next reason is the planting of appropriate types of vegetation are amongst the measures that have been suggested. And the fourth preventive measure to stop soil erosion is you have to start planting many trees. And when you will plant many trees, it will really stop the flow of water. Correct. So, my dear students, here author Singh Raman has said causes of soil erosion and how to prevent this soil erosion. All right, now let's go ahead, my dear students, with the 10th paragraph now. In 10th paragraph, my dear students, writer has talked about some general things about water. He said that water is very important for life, animals, trees. Water is there in every animal, humans, and plants and trees, even soil. Water should be there. He said that there is no physiological activity possible without water. You can take example of my dear students yourself. See, our human body has 70% of water. Means you can understand how important role it is. Now, my dear students, I would like to tell you one more benefit of water, and that is if you drink, you know, water in good quantity, okay, water will work like oil in your body. See, our elbows are there. Whichever joints are there in our bodies, knee joints, elbow joints, finger joints, okay, They need oiling, correct? Like machines, when they are oiled, they work properly. Like that also, our joints in our body needs oiling. And how that oiling will happen, water will do that for you. So physiological activity is not possible without water. Water should be there. Okay, this is said by writer. What is water is of course necessary for animal life, while moisture in the soil is equally important for life and growth of plants and trees. And there should be moisture in the soil so that there's trees, plants, they will suck on that moisture and live. And then animals will eat those trees, plants, fruits, and then they will get that water. Okay, so life so much depends on water, and water should be there in every form, right? In animals, human bodies, in plants, trees, even in soil, in the form of moisture, right? And then, my dear students, here, C.V. Raman has said about the sources of water. Which type of which sources are available for humans on the earth? So he has said about artesian water. The artesian means, my dear students, it is underground water. Underground water, how do you use? You can use it by digging the wells. You can use it in the form of springs, right? That is called underground water. But other sources are there through which you can get water, and those are, one is rain, and another is snowfall. Okay, so snowfall and rain, these are other sources of water which we can use for our sales and for doing agriculture. Then, my dear students, uh, writer C.V. Raman has talked about agriculture of India. Our agriculture, he's saying, depends on the uh, seasonal rainfall. Means very well, right? In our India, rainfall is not in the same manner. Okay, in some parts of the country there is less rainfall. In some parts of the country there is more rainfall. Okay, and in some parts of the country there is no rainfall at all. Means this is the difference. Okay, and farmers have to depend on this kind of inadequate, irregular rainfall, and then it becomes very difficult for farmers to take crops, plants, to do agriculture. That is why author has said here it is sensitive. Agriculture is sensitive because of this irregular and inadequate water in our country. And then these problems of soil erosion. Okay, problems of soil erosion and these seasonal rainfall are finally saying are closely connected with each other. Okay, and then what you have to do, you have to do some action and some advanced uh, adoption of techniques. Uh, you have to do some action to stop this soil erosion or lack of rain. How you will do it when it will rain? You conserve that water in the form of dams, lakes, ponds, rainfed tanks, and then okay, this will serve double purpose actually. You have to do is plantation also. You have to plant so many trees. This will conserve water. It will be useful for you for future also, and then underground water also will increase. Soil erosion will also stop. So this is this kind of technique is preventive technique is double purpose. You are conserving water. You are stopping soil erosion. Okay, both of these. Now next paragraph, my dear students. Then in next paragraph, C.V. Raman has talked about some scrub jungles. Now, my dear students will ask, what is scrub jungles? Scrub jungles are nothing but the jungle with stunted trees. Now you will ask me, what is stunted tree? Stunted trees means the trees which do not reach to the normal size. If they do not reach to the normal size, how can they be useful for us? We will not get wood also from that. Correct. We cannot use it to grow our wealth from these trees which are not growing to the normal size. Right? So here C.V. Raman has suggested one idea. What we should do is we should cut all these scrub jungle and do agriculture there, or plant some trees. Right? He said this, and then because of this, what will happen? Our country will grow, become developed country. This is very good planning for uh, earning money, developing our country. Okay, then next paragraph, second last, 12th paragraph. He's talking about afforestation. My dear students, what is afforestation? Afforestation means what? Planting of trees. So Sivaraman has said we should start planting many trees. And then he has come up with another idea, okay, which is more further he went and came up with very good idea, and that is called systematic planting of trees. If you do this systematic planting of trees, what we can create is civilized forest, and this civilized forest will be totally man-made. Okay, this civilized forest, it will not be natural, it will not be wild, but still it will help other wild animals, other living organisms to come and get shelter. Okay, and moreover, my dear students, people okay of our country will get wealth, untold wealth from this civilized forest. We can get wood and other material from this, you uh, civilized forest. And because of this civilized forest, one more thing will happen, and that is soil erosion will stop. Correct. You know very well, where there are so many trees, water will not flow with speed. Means no soil erosion. So this civilized forest will help you to get wood and other materials. You can become developed country, right? And this wood, my dear student, is the cheapest fuel. Okay, wherever you can get in your country. So this idea of civilized forest is the best idea. Like this Raman is telling to us. Okay, they will. Why? Because here he is saying, I will just read his sentence. They would check soil erosion and conserve the rainfall of the country from flowing away to waste. This will stop soil erosion and water will not flow down, and get wasted to reach there in the sea. So we will have our own water in our own country. Okay. So my dear students, now next paragraph, 13. In paragraph 13, my dear students, Sivaraman has told about some other secondary uses of these, conserved water. What you can do if you have water available in your canals and rivers, you can start, you know, transport, water transport you can start. And how do you start that water transport? Through some boats and barges. My dear students, here barges means large boats. So this you can start this internal water uh, transport business through boats and large boats, barges, and that will be now also, my dear students, in some cities, some states, this kind of internal water uh, ways are there. Okay, they do it in boats and barges. And it is said that, my dear students, it is the cheapest transport ever. He also said that there is, always work going on of construction, road construction is there, railway line construction is there. But we never hear the water road construction. waterways construction. Have you yourself heard this, my dear students? No, right? Means C.V. Raman is trying to tell us here we should conserve so much water in our canals and in rivers and then start this water transport business, which will of course have the cheapest, you what you can say, cheapest traveling money. And then in another half paragraph, my dear students, Raman is talking about hydroelectric power. Now, what is hydroelectric power, my dear students? Hydroelectric power is a kind of a technique or a machine, you can call it. Okay, and you can put this hydroelectric power project or power plant in some kind of dams. Means first you need dams in rivers. Okay, and in those rivers, you start this hydroelectric plant. And what it will do, students, it will produce electricity for you. And where you can use this electricity in rural areas, especially to develop them. And because of this, what will happen? The economy of rural area will grow. Means villages will become urban places like that. Nowadays, electricity is not there in most of the villages. Even if it is there, it is for some time. Okay. So hydroelectric power plant, it's a very good idea. It will increase the economy of villages. All right. And because of this hydroelectric power plant, again one more thing is available. You have to start this hydroelectric uh, power plant in the dams, and those dams will collect water. And again, in the same dams, that water will go underground, which you can use it for you know uh, for later drinking. So, my dear students, in next 14 paragraph again is talking about importance of water. How is it? It is the commonest of all liquid, and it is also saying that it is also uncommon because it is very important. It is playing a good role and bad role, right? You should not waste it. So, my dear students, this much is there in this lesson. I hope you must have understood this lesson. I have really tried to uh, explain this lesson out of dullness. The language of this lesson is very, very difficult. It's very difficult to understand for beginners, for students also. So what I will tell you is that you just remember the general concepts of this lesson. Understand what is there, what it does. Means water is important, how water is important, which examples C.V. Raman has given. Then how is that wonderful difference happened? One side sand is there of Libyan desert, one side fertile region is there full of vegetation and population of animals, people. Okay, because of water. Okay, because of Nile River's water, and then rain-fed tanks. What are the rain-fed tanks? Where are they born? How do they look? What do they do? Okay, all these things. Then how does soil erosion happen? What are the causes of soil erosion? Which are the preventive measures? How can you stop soil erosion? Okay, then idea of this civilized forest. Okay, man-made civilized forest. What you can get from that civilized forest? Right, of course, untold wealth you will get from that. And also you will be able to stop soil erosion, and water will not go away from your area. It will be there in your own country only. Correct. And one more thing is that finally poetic, sorry, Signal has told here, and it is the internal transport. If you conserve, collect and conserve water in Nala and rivers, you can start internal transport there for through or in boats and barges, large boats, and that will be cheapest internal transport. Waterways is internal cheapest transport. Okay, wood. C. Raman has said that cheapest fuel. So remember all these kind of details very well. Finally, C. Raman has talked about this hydroelectric power plant. Okay, they are useful to create or produce electricity, which will help rural areas. Then those rural areas will develop, their economy will grow, right? And these hydroelectric power plants, projects will also help to conserve water there. Means you have to start these hydroelectric power plants in dams only. Okay, and when you will have dams, water will get collected there. It will also get absorbed by the ground down, which you can use in the form of underground water later, or in the form of like wells and springs. Okay, my dear students, so this much was all there in this lesson. Please try to understand this lesson very well, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, my dear students. Please do your best and prepare yourself for the exam. Bye bye. Goodbye.